all my online English 1301 classes. I'm using the standard English 1301-80 section as a default, but this applies to you in whatever English 1301 online section you might be in. When you do open the course homepage, which we're looking at right now, this lecture will appear in front of this compiling the final portfolio and final exam lecture. So this video will actually be the second item, and the video that I am recording right now will be the first item. It'll also be placed in the final exam module, which as you see here, it states that it is going to be available December 1st. That's tomorrow. So how do we access this? Well, actually what I am going to do to simplify things and to avoid any confusion with the multiple dates is I'm going to go in here and remove this so that it's available now for you. And I want to view this as a student so we can see it the same way. Okay, so this is how your view would look. Now we're going to go in here and see the final exam. It didn't take to that. Let me fix that. I apologize. Sometimes D2L likes to be a little bit ornery with me when I'm setting things up. Alright, it should have taken now. Let's see. So, yep, here we go, and you can now access it. Of course, this is no longer true. We've taken it out of McGraw-Hill just to simplify things for online students. So I'm going to go in and edit that out later as well. But you'll click on this drop box, and you'll see here that you have a Word document. You'll need to read these instructions, and then you'll need to open this Word document. You'll see that it's a fillable form. So you'll have to go in and click edit. You see how I did that? It has restricted editing. So that means you can only type information in the boxes. So you'll go through, read this information, and then you'll use your portfolio that you've put together. Hopefully you'll have that accessible as a PDF for you to look at. You'll use your portfolio to help you respond to these questions. So you'll want to go in here and type your name as you've done all semester long. You'll want to type my title and last name, the course number, which everyone is in 1301. The difference is whether you're in 80, 84, 84L, 84.3, 83. There's all different kinds of section numbers. And then the correctly formatted MLA date of the exam whenever you take it. And then you see here you have your first question. And I started it off a little bit for you, but you can go in and change that. That's just to get you going. And then you'll answer each of these. And as you type into these boxes, you know, you can just type randomly here. This is the way the world ends. You see that it's set up in double space already. It's already set up in the correct format. So you just have to type. And I want you to type 1 to 3 strong paragraphs. You don't have a lot of room here because the text box only goes to the bottom of the page. And that's true for all of these. There are 5 questions, and the last one is directed to, you know, what you enjoy in writing and how you might incorporate that more into your future writing activities. Now, I will give you a few pointers on this exam, since this isn't a standard essay exam per se, that one, this should be about you and your writing and your investment in the class and your reading and your thoughts on that. It's completely open book. It's you can use any resource, your portfolio, things that make writing teachers cringe, Successful College Writing, Writing Matters, all these readings that you've done this semester, the goal is that in clear, concise, and well-supported writing that you express these ideas, that you answer these questions. But it is about you, not the course itself, not necessarily the struggles you've had, the things that there is a question in here about struggling, and that is focusing on an element. What is a challenging element? Well, what that means is, what was one thing that you really struggled with this semester related to your writing? Was it research? Did you have a hard time finding decent research? I know for a lot of my dual credit students, the Gale databases are not as effective as Academic Search Complete. Did you struggle with citation? Why was that? And really be honest with yourself about why you struggled with citation. The message that's often sent to faculty members when students do struggle with citation is that they're not using the resources that the faculty member have provided or required. In this case, the Writing Matters textbook. So how much did you really refer to the Writing Matters textbook? Did you spend some time looking at the specific section that was required? Really analyze yourself. That's the key to doing well on this exam. It's an analysis of your own work, your own application of the reading, and your future success as a writer on the college level. Most of you will go on with your studies. Many of you will take English 1302 with possibly another faculty member. You'll be asked to write essays that are research-based. You'll be asked to write essays that are, short answers from memory. You'll be asked to write case studies that are based on qualitative research out in the field. There'll be lots of different writing activities that you'll be asked to do. So this is about thinking about the applicability of what we've studied here and how you have invested in it. Now, once you are done, you'll go to File, Save As, and I recommend saving it to your PC. And then I do want you to leave this part, but go in here and type, your last name. So we have it documented, your last name. So that's easy enough to do. Hit Save, and then you will find it on your desktop right here. So you can go into the Dropbox, and you can literally drag it in there and drop it. You can add a comment if you need to, but you don't have to. And then you submit it to the Dropbox. Now, if you are looking for my grade, I can show you how I actually would grade this. I'm going to go to the Dropbox. Here it is, right? I'm going to go in here. Let's see for a second here. Make sure everything's set up correctly. All right. That's the grade items, content, assignments. There it is. All right. And then I would see your document. It's not going to let me look at my own paper, is it? Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, it's not going to let me see my own paper and actually comment on it. Here it is. It says in progress. But I would go in and grade it using the rubric. Oh, there you go. So this is what it looks like to me when I see your papers. And I go in and select the rubric. Now there's nothing written here, so I'm giving myself a 0. But see, I still get a 34, so that's still points, right? And then I type my comments. And publish. All right, so now I want you to see you should know how to access the grade now. But when you go to assignments, you can see here that there's the submission, there's the attachment. You can view my comments and you can see the rubric, and my comments will be down here. And that'll be that. Now, final grades should be posted hopefully no later than December 9th, and then I will forward those to the registrar that day. I will be going back this week, this Friday actually, and pulling a final report of all the Connect work you have done. Now remember, to get that replacement grade for Connect 3.0, you have to have done all 5 of the main essays, the main graded essays, and done those without plagiarizing and without shown an honest effort. So that's it. The semester's done once that's all completed. Do take your time on this. This is a good chance to get some extra points. And do take your time. I know many of you are working on your portfolios now, and I've been getting a lot of questions about how do I do this, things are missing. A lot of the questions that you have I've already answered on here. So uh, if you watch the lecture video, this one here on compiling the final portfolio, and you watch the lecture video on commenting on papers, this is the tutorial on how to do that, and read this here, you should better understand that. It is difficult. You can almost not do the correction log unless you go back and comment on your own papers and analyze them using the rubric. Essentially, what I'm trying to get you to do is go back and look at your papers and understand where the errors came from and be able to identify them yourself and show me that you understand that. That's one of the big things that I want you to learn this semester, and that's why it's all set up this way. It should have been something that you were working on over the last few weeks since October 29th with each paper as it came in. But I do realize some of you probably did not do that and will not have that done until today. But good news is you have a couple days until the final portfolios due to go back and look at those papers and really make those comments and get the plus 10. And I really hope you'll take advantage of that. As always, email me your questions, particularly with the fillable form. If for some reason that fillable form is not working on your software, email me right away and let me know. Do not put it off. I will try to get you something else. Don't adapt it. Don't try to type around it. It won't let you. It'll only let you type in the text boxes. So please let me know if it's not working, and I will come up with an alternative right away. I'll just need to know what version of Microsoft Word you're using. If for some reason you're still using 365, let me show that to you real quick. So some of my students have been just using the online version of this. And they've just been going up here and using the apps. Don't. That's all I could say, don't. Actually go down here to install Office on more devices if you haven't done so already, and install it. It's free, and you get it on 5 computers absolutely free. I talked about this early in the semester. I do expect you to do this. You get free software, I mean over $100 worth of software for free on 5 different computers, and you can do it on a PC or on a Mac, and it's not hard at all to install. So please do this. Please do this ASAP if you haven't already done it, so you can do your line-by-line comments, so you can save your files in the correct format. It's very important, okay? So that's all I have for the end of the semester. It's been a great semester working with you all. I look forward to hopefully seeing some of you in English 1302, our future literature classes, or even creative writing if you're interested in that sort of thing. That is a face-to-face class, but I teach both face-to-face and online, so you have lots of options. And if I don't meet you again, hopefully down the road, Even though you might have found the class somewhat painful at times, you'll appreciate that pain and that suffering when you're writing your big essays and term papers and senior seminar papers for your bachelor's degrees. So again, email me any questions you have in the next week, and I'll do my best to answer them.